Why your cat thinks they're in charge. Every cat owner has been there. It's 3 a.m. and your cat is screaming at a closed door. Or maybe you just sat down to work, and suddenly a furry four-legged boss has decided your laptop is the perfect place for a nap. We joke about it all the time. Dogs have masters, cats have staff. But have you ever stopped to wonder if it's actually true? Does your cat really think they are in charge? Today, we're diving into the feline psyche. We're looking at the history, the biology, and the hilarious social dynamics of our feline friends to answer the age-old question, why do cats act like they own the place? The answer isn't just that they're jerks. It's actually written into their DNA. Section 1. The self-domesticated roommate. To understand why your cat treats you like a butler, we have to go back about 10,000 years. Unlike dogs, who were actively bred by humans for specific jobs like hunting or herding, cats basically domesticated themselves. Back in the early days of agriculture, wild cats realized that human grain stores attracted mice. They moved in, did us a favor by killing the pests, and we rewarded them with scraps and safety. It was a business arrangement. Scientists often call cats semi-domesticated. Biologically, the cat sitting on your sofa is almost identical to the wild cats of the Near East. They never had to evolve a pleasing personality to survive. They just had to be good at their jobs. Because they entered our homes on their own terms, they've maintained an air of independence that dogs simply don't have. They aren't man's best friend. They are man's highly independent business partner. Section 2. Solitary hunters versus pack leaders. The biggest reason your cat doesn't look to you for orders comes down to their social ancestors. Dogs are pack animals. In a pack, there's a hierarchy. There's a leader to follow and rules to obey. Cats, however, are solitary hunters. In the wild, a cat is responsible for its own food, its own safety, and its own territory. They didn't evolve the brain wiring to follow a boss because for millions of years they were the only boss they had. When your cat ignores you when you call their name, they aren't necessarily being rude. Their brain is just processing the world differently. They don't think, oh, the leader is calling me, I must go. They think, I hear a sound. Is there a benefit to me moving right now? No? Then I shall stay here. To a cat, being in charge is simply a survival mechanism. If they don't control their environment, they don't feel safe. Section 3. The micromanager of territory. Have you ever noticed how offended your cat gets when you move the coffee table? Or how they absolutely must be on the other side of every closed door in the house? This is because cats are territorial micromanagers. In their minds, your house isn't just a home. It's a carefully mapped out kingdom. When they rub their cheeks against your legs or the furniture, they aren't just being sweet. They're using scent glands to mark their territory. They're literally putting their name tag on you. When you close a door, you're cutting off a part of their kingdom. When you move furniture, you're messing with their security map. They act like they're in charge because, in their world, maintaining total control over their space is the only way to ensure no predators get in and no prey gets out. You aren't the landlord. You're just a very large, useful inhabitant of their territory. Section 4. How they train us. Here's the kicker. Cats might actually be in charge because they've learned how to train us. Research shows that cats have developed a specific solicitation purr. It's a high-frequency sound tucked inside a normal purr that mimics the frequency of a human baby's cry. It's almost impossible for our brains to ignore. They meow at us, a behavior they almost never use with other adult cats, specifically to communicate their needs. When they meow and we give them a treat, or when they knock a pen off the desk and we give them attention, they're learning that we are very responsive to their cues. From their perspective, they've successfully trained the giant, hairless primate to bring them tuna on demand. Who's the boss now? A different kind of love. So, does your cat think they're in charge? Technically, yes. Their instincts tell them to control their space, hunt for themselves, and ignore orders that don't serve them. But here's the secret. Even though they act like the CEO, they still choose to spend their time with you. When your cat gives you that slow blink or sleeps at the foot of your bed, they're showing the ultimate sign of feline respect. They're letting their guard down in your presence. They might not obey you like a dog, but being a roommate, to a tiny furry tiger is a pretty great deal. Just don't expect them to move off your keyboard anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you love your feline overlord, hit that like button and subscribe for more pet insights. How does your cat show you they're in charge? Let us know in the comments.